Now at 5 in your neighborhood, from Corpus Christi to Odom to Rockport. We're always here sharing the stories that matter to you in your community.
Your voters, we will remember this.
You didn't walk out. We don't care.
Well, tensions high among parents and CCISD after this fallout at a meeting last night. Tonight, how the district is responding. And flu season is underway, something that affects even our smallest neighborhoods. Tonight, we're separating fact and fiction. Your news at 5 starts now. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. The trial of former police officer Adrian Gonzalez will move forward. Today, Judge Sid Harrell denied a motion for mistrial. That motion was filed by the defense after former Robb Elementary teacher Stephanie Hale testified about the events leading up to the mass shooting at that school on May 24, 2022. The defense argued that Hale's testimony had not been shared by the prosecution and was not part of what she told Texas Rangers and when she was questioned 4 days after the shooting. Holding back information during the discovery process could be a serious infraction known as a Brady violation. The judge did rule today that he found the prosecution's failure to provide the defense with Hale's testimony was not an intentional act, but he did find it was negligent.
Yeah, I'm going to deny the motion for mistrial over your objection, obviously. And I'm going to find under Heath, although it's not a prerequisite, that it was not intentional by the district attorney's office. It was negligent, and I don't believe what was testified to in front of the jury resonated enough to significantly affect your trial strategy.
While the mistrial was denied, the judge still has not decided on whether the jury will be instructed to exclude Hale's testimony from Tuesday. She will be back on the witness stand tomorrow morning for cross-examination. Judge Harrell says he'll make a final decision on whether to exclude her previous testimony after she wraps up her testimony. As always, keep it right here on KrisTV.com for new developments in the trial. We'll continue to keep you informed. A tragic discovery today at an industrial site off of I-37. Crews were called to Fleet Pride, where a 63-year-old man was found unresponsive inside a tanker trailer after being unaccounted for more than 20 minutes. Hazmat and rescue teams responded to the scene and worked to get him out. Sadly, officials say the operation shifted from rescue to recovery as it became clear he could not be revived. Corpus Christi police have taken over the investigation. No word yet on what led to the incident. Well, we have continuing coverage now on the arrest of an Odom Edroy High School athlete. As Adam Beam first reported, we requested information regarding the employment status of the 3 coaches that were present for an alleged incident on a school bus in December. That incident resulted in the arrest of 19-year-old Christopher Soto for indecency with a child. Other media outlets are now reporting that action has been taken on these coaches. However, Superintendent Yolanda Carr has yet to respond to Chris Sick's multiple requests for the same information. Parents close to the incident say they have not been yet notified on the information either. So Chris 6 News did reach out to the district's Board of Trustees for any comment or information regarding this matter. At this time, no members have responded to our request. However, the school board will be having a meeting on Monday, January 12th. And neighborhood news reporter Adam Beam will continue to follow this story. If you have any story ideas or tips out of San Patricio or B County and you would like Adam to cover, you can reach out to him directly by scanning this QR code on your screen. A heated meeting over proposed school closures ended with this.
Your voters, we will remember this.
You didn't walk out. We don't care.
Well, tensions boiled last night at Haas Middle School during a community input meeting about CCISD's plan to close 7 campuses. Parents say the meeting was cut short by district leaders, leaving many feeling their voices were not heard. The district says the format of the meeting was designed to allow more questions, but parents tell us the process itself is a problem. Well, while district leaders answered some of those most important questions from parents. Chris 6 News was told the deputy superintendents walked out and ended the meeting. Our Alexis Scott spoke with CCISD Board of Trustees President Dolly Gonzalez-Trolley for her response.
Our deputy superintendent kept trying to remind everybody of the process that we had laid out and be respectful to the parents who had submitted the questions and the answers she was trying to give to those questions. And at some point she was not able to talk over them anymore and decided to close the meeting.
Another input meeting will be held Thursday today at 5 o'clock at Martin Middle School. The district will also hold a facility workshop Friday at 9 a.m. to further discuss school closures. And Alexis will continue to follow this story. If you have any story ideas or tips out of downtown Corpus Christi or the Bay Area and you would like Alexis to cover, reach out to her directly by scanning this QR code on your screen. And there's big news out of the Brooks County Independent School District. Superintendent Scott Rogers has announced his resignation. His last day is Friday. Rogers says he's stepping down so he can be closer to his family because of an unexpected medical concern. Scott Rogers was hired as Brooks County ISD Superintendent on April 11th, 2024. In a statement, he said, serving the students, staff, and families of the district has been a true honor. Rogers told district staff about his decision to resign on Monday. Well, shifting gears now with a first look outside. We bring in Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lover for a first look at the weather and maybe some changes that we'll be seeing.
The winds have changed. You may have noticed them today because it has been a bit breezy, but not too breezy. The shaky camera, as we like to call it, in your bottom right there, that is the First Community Bank camera looking at the Harbor Bridge. That is telling us we got a bit of a breeze out there, even a small craft advisory for some of the winds that we've been seeing, but plenty of sunshine to keep us warm, so that part hasn't changed. Look at this, going from a foggy morning that started in the 60s to an afternoon that topped out in the lower 80s with a mix of clouds, sunshine, and wind. It was still a warm, humid afternoon here. In fact, our almanac shows we made it to 83 degrees today. The only reason why this isn't as close to the record is because the record for today is much worse, 90 degrees. So thankfully we didn't make it there, but we are going to stay on this trek for a little bit longer before a huge change comes to the forecast. We're talking about a week that ends with highs in the 80s, and as we wake up on Saturday, we're going to see some chillier weather. Afternoon highs only topping out in the 60s. I'll walk you between the changes ahead coming up.
Stephanie, thank you. Well, U.S. forces have carried out 2 more raids, this time seizing what the White House says are illegal shadow fleet oil tankers. As Jay Gray reports, this comes as the president discusses a plan for selling Venezuelan oil, and speculation grows about the administration's intentions in Greenland.
In the last 24 hours, 2 U.S. military raids, American forces seizing 2 vessels at sea described by the White House as dark fleet tankers illegally transporting sanctioned oil.
This was through Operation Southern Spear. The Department of War is unwavering in its mission to crush illicit activity in the Western Hemisphere.
President Trump on social media saying he will control the sale of 30 to 50 million barrels of Venezuelan oil using profits to, quote, benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States. As the people of Greenland deal with growing tension, their country could be the president's next target.
That U.S. is trying to say that they won't rule out to annex our country, and they're also interested in getting our country in other ways, but it's not interesting for us.
Citing U.S. officials, the New York Times reporting Secretary of State Marco Rubio is telling lawmakers the president plans to buy Greenland instead of invading our NATO ally.
Across America, people are just saying, what the hell is going on?
Democrats today calling for congressional hearings on Venezuela and transparency about what comes next there and elsewhere.
What they might be doing in Greenland, as well as in Colombia, Mexico, and other countries. So this is fraught with peril. The American people, the public, not just in a classified room, the American people need answers.
With questions growing at home and around the world. Jay Gray, NBC News, Washington.
Nationally, flu cases have been rising, but here locally, health experts say we are on a downward trend. Nueces County saw a spike in flu cases during the holidays, the last week of November until the last week of December. Now there is a declining number of cases, but health experts say with parents back at work and kids returning to school, there could be another spike. The public health director advises neighbors to get vaccinated, but if not, here are some common practices to follow to stay healthy.
But you can also practice everyday preventive measures like practicing good hand hygiene, washing your hands frequently, covering your cough, staying home when you're sick, staying away from sick people. These are some of the simple steps that you can take in your everyday life that can go a long way in protecting.
The most prevalent strain circulating right now is the H3N2, which causes symptoms to be more severe. With flu season underway, it's important to separate fact from fiction. First, a common myth: the flu vaccine can give you the flu. Experts say that's false. The vaccine contains inactive virus and just helps your body build protection. Another myth: if you're healthy, you don't need a flu shot. Fact is, anyone can get the flu, and vaccination helps protect you and those around you. And finally, some believe antibiotics can treat the flu. In reality, antibiotics only work against bacteria, not viruses like the flu. For more flu facts and tips to stay healthy, visit the CDC website. HHS is flipping the food pyramid upside down. Why experts are divided over what you should be putting on your plate now. Welcome back. As 2025 came to a close, so did the Affordable Care Act's enhanced premium subsidies. Millions of Americans now face higher health care costs after the subsidies expired January 1st. The enhanced subsidies made Obamacare coverage much more affordable, helping draw a record 24.3 million people to sign up for 2025 policies. 4 out of 5 consumers were able to find plans for $10 or less a month. Now those same people could pay much more.
Starting January 1st, lower income people have to pay 2 to 4% of their income. Higher income people might have no cap on how much they have to spend. They might have to pay full price, which could be 20, 30% of their income.
Open enrollment ends January 15th in most states, meaning there's still time for people to shop for coverage before being automatically renewed into their same plan. The House is expected to vote this month on a Democratic proposal to extend the subsidies for 3 years, but the effort faces significant hurdles in the Senate. HHS is unveiling a new food pyramid, and it's inverted. The whitest part on top of the list, fruits and vegetables, along with protein, dairy, and healthy fats. Some experts argue people should eat less red and dairy than the new pyramid implies, but others praise the guide. Associated guidance ups the daily protein recommendation for many people based on body weight. At the bottom of the pyramid are whole grains. HHS suggests consuming less alcohol, sugar, and ultra-processed foods.
They come for the warmer weather, but they bring more than just suitcases. I'm Ana Conejo in Rockport, showing you how winter Texans help keep the community going during quieter months.
All right, beautiful view from our Sand Dollar City camera. This one is in Port Aransas, so we've got that nice beach view. We're looking good out there, and you know what? This is some beach weather, even with the haze on the horizon here that we're seeing. We've got a pretty good forecast here across the coastal bend. So as we continue to head into the rest of this week, enjoy the warmth for now. Big changes are on the way. So let's take a look at what's happening right now along SPID and give you a look at those temperatures while we're at it. Current conditions across the coastal bend, pretty enjoyable as long as you don't mind the wind and the humidity it's bringing with it. Right now, the airport's pretty breezy. South-southeast winds sustained at 25 miles per hour. Winds are bringing our temperatures up. We're actually on the way down from the hottest we've been. We talked about a high being in the lower 80s today. We're at 77 right now, so we haven't lost much of that heat, and still a good deal of sunshine out there. 74 in Rockport, not doing too bad. Breeze isn't as strong, south-southeast at 14 miles per hour, and 75 degrees at NAS Corpus Christi with a south-southeast wind at 18 miles per hour. The warm spot continues to be Hebbronville, holding on to 83 degrees right now. So enjoy the warmth while we have it. We're not going to notice big changes in our temperature situation just yet. But there are clues that those changes are coming. For instance, that wind. It's been a huge part of the forecast up until now, making things so warm. But since we're going to have some wind, it's actually going to help to keep the fog contained tonight. Not going to see widespread issues with visibility because it's still going to be breezy as we are taking our snooze tonight. So heading into tomorrow morning, maybe you can sleep in a few minutes, but you are likely to play tug of war with the steering wheel for both the morning and the evening commute. Take a look at our wind situation. We're expecting those disrespectful winds in the afternoon with gusts around 30-35 miles per hour in the mid-morning time frame, and then we'll see a slight improvement into the afternoon, it seems, but it's still going to be very gusty out there. This is where we want to secure any items you might have around the backyard. If you're going to be out and about, opening that car door, do so with caution. And for my ladies out there, maybe tomorrow is not the best day to be wearing a flowy skirt because these winds are going to be brutal. And as we head into the afternoon, we're really going to enjoy the warmth, but the wind may make it less enjoyable to be outside. Tomorrow, probably the hottest day of the week, getting to the middle 80s. Here in Corpus Christi, I've got a high temperature of 85 degrees. So while we may have some fog along the coast, we're really going to focus on the warm and windy situation we're expecting. But all this humidity we have been basking in takes a sharp turn as we move into Friday. The problem is Friday is that tricky forecast. We're tracking a cold front and it's not going to make a smooth sweep into the coastal bend because we need some help from upstairs in the atmosphere for that final push all the way through South Texas. So we are going to see a big change. However, it is not going to be as clear cut in terms of the exact timing of those changes in your neighborhood just yet. We're working on it, but highs Friday, we can count on another round of 80s as we go into the afternoon on Saturday. We are going to be very much colder, hanging on to the 60s. So temperatures are going to fall as this cold front moves through about 20 degrees, and we probably won't have a whole lot of change on Saturday in the temperature. The next question: how does our rain situation pan out? That has been in flux because of the timing of this front, but it looks like we're going to have a pretty drizzly weekend as we head on. I'll give you a look at that 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
I'm Ana Conejo, your Neighborhood News reporter in Rockport. Winter Texans come from colder states to the coastal bend region for warmer weather and a slower pace. From shopping, eating local, to fishing, I show you how Winter Texans play a big role in supporting the community. A day out shopping in Rockport with the girls.
That's cute. That would be me, Salty.
I'm tagging along with Winter Texans, Holly Robinson, Lynn Wheat, and Debbie Kippen.
Oh, because we're Northerners and we wear those all whenever. You can make whenever we're up there.
Yes, I can.
Lynn's from Wisconsin. Debbie's from Minnesota, and together they'll call Rockport home until April.
It's kind of a little artist town, and so when we came, we loved it.
We love to go birding, spend a lot of time on the water, kayaking.
They spend their winters exploring Rockport, supporting local shops and restaurants. In fact, Holly loved it so much, she moved here last October.
112.58. There's a tap at the top or a chip at the bottom.
And these Winter Texans aren't alone.
These are some of our Winter Texans from previous years. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. You'll see a lot of us.
At Hideout 35, General Manager Holly Sandyford says Winter Texans don't just bring energy, they help keep the lights on.
Our sales have actually increased this winter, so they're really supporting us and keeping us going.
Support she's grateful for.
They're really, a valuable part of the community for us. So,
and it's why many keep coming back.
It's like Christmas, oh, so-and-so's back, and everybody gets excited, and it's real fun.
Now, if you are a Winter Texans, there will be a Winter Texans Appreciation event in Fulton on January 15. For more information on that event, head to our website at christv.com. In Rockport, I'm your Neighborhood News reporter, Ana Conejo, Chris 6 News.
Anna, thank you. Well, Sprouts Farmers Market is making a move. The store on Airline Road in the Gulfway Shopping Center closed its doors today as the company moves to a new spot. You'll find it here at SPID near Everhart Road, where they take over the former Bed & Bath Beyond store. Sprouts officials say the new store will feature a deli and sandwich bar and is set to open on Friday. Well, getting a move on. Up next, the strange encounter police in California had. An unusual call for police in Southern California over the weekend. This cow was spotted very calmly strolling down the road in Murrieta. Officers slowed traffic while they worked to guide the animal out of harm's way. The cow had wandered away from a nearby property while its owners were out of town. A neighbor eventually stepped in and helped secure the cow and get it to a safe location. No one was hurt. Well, they're cute, they're cuddly, and they've arrived at the Smithsonian National Zoo. Meet the newest addition to the Washington, D.C. Zoo, a pair of sloth bear cubs. They were born on December 7th in an off-exhibit den. The sex of each cub has not been determined, and they haven't been named yet. However, they're getting great care from their mother, Molly, around the clock.
Those are strange-looking puppies.
Ah, they look like puppies, right? But then...
Yeah, they're you're not going to get the same result.
Get super big.
Very cute, though. Exactly. If not friend, why friend-shaped? But all right. If January, why not January tempt? I guess. I don't know. Misery loves company, and I just love to brag that here in South Texas, we are just basking in the warmth. We live where you vacation. Anybody? Yeah, that's what we're enjoying now. But it's only for the next couple of days, so let's not brag too hard. We're going to look at temperatures that take a big drop, and maybe a little drizzle over the weekend. I wouldn't quite call it rain just yet, but 84 on Friday, 60 Saturday.
Alrighty, definitely swift change there. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here tonight at 6.
Bye.